Okay. Let me get set up here real quick. There we go. How you guys doing out there today? We got a lot to talk about here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin. And where do all fights start? Round one. We have an amazing show for you here today. Tune in, hit that like button for me, and let's get this video started. Well, guys, man, I got up today. It's a beautiful day today. It's a beautiful day to debate today, don't you think? Huh? I think it is. Let me make sure that everything's working here. I'm going to do a little test. Yep. Yeah, see? All right, hold on. See, my sound effects did not work at all. Can you guys hear that? All right, I'm going to have to fix this problem in a minute. No. All right. All right, we're just gonna kick it without it. I'm gonna have to figure out why this is happening. But what's up, fight fans? Let's talk about it, guys. Okay. So I get up today and right away I go on, how you doing in the building? I'm gonna have to do my own sound effects today. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hey, what's up? Crypto. All right, check it out. Oh shoot, I got this still going on over here. Let me turn this off. All right. So I get up today and I see my man BF go on and he starts making a video about Naoya Inoue ducking MJ. And I found it quite hilarious in the way he expressed that all fighters, American fighters, had this been somebody else, they would have called him a duck. And all his points, right? Before I get into it, I want to publicly come out and say that BF is my man and shit, and we do these boxing shows. This is never personal. It's all this is what we do. You know, we cover the sport of boxing, so we debate on fighters and everything. It's never anything personal against any of these guys, and I know how they are too. Like if I ever met him out on the street or whatever, you saw us together, you'd be like, "Hey, don't you guys debate?" Yeah, but that's for the shows and stuff, and and for the fans and everything, and for the sport of boxing. So it's not ever like that on that kind of level, But I will debate you on topics in boxing. With that all said, let me put on my debate cap. It's on. All right, gloves are off, BF. Right? That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit you spreading about my man Naoya Inoue. He is arguably the most remarkable talent we have of our era today. For him to get on and try to call Naoya Inoue a hype job, and then the guy that he's using to call Naoya Inoue a hype job and to prove his point, right? He's like, um, had this been any other fighter, they would have called him a hype job. That's exactly what we're doing today. BF acts like he actually said something. Like, 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 like he was like, oh, had this been Devin Haney, yeah, they would have said the same thing, right? Okay. But here at Round One Sports Talk, we only bring up facts, truth, facts over feelings. It was a good little video he made, but the entire video was false. And here at Round One Sports Talk, we're gonna inform you what a real champion looks like. And all this bullshit that these guys try to put out to discredit a great fighter like Naoya Inoue. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to act like their fighter is on the level of Naoya Inoue. When their fighter or whoever they're going to go get, I don't care who they get, they're not elite fighters. There's only a very few, a very selective elite fighters in the world, and none of their guys are in that room. So what do they try to do? They try to discredit the best. When you're the best in something, you're always going to get hated on. Ask Floyd, ask Ali, ask Jordan, ask Tom Brady. All the greatest, all the best. There's always going to be some people trying to lower the bar to put their favorite athlete in with the best because they can't do it straight up. Since they can't do what that player is doing or that fighter is doing, what they'll do is that they'll use bullshit stories and narratives to try to get their guy in the room with such a decorated champion. Same kind of thing they're doing with LeBron. In his own right, LeBron James is a phenomenal talent. And I think the one mistake they do in the NBA, they put their legends against each other. They're not allowing LeBron to shine. He's not going to beat Jordan. Just get over it. But give LeBron his for his era. You see? But LeBron has done some shit. How are you going to take regular mortal fighters and try to say that they're the guy that the most elite fighter in the world is scared of? So let's break it down. Let's see if BF and the rest of these YouTube channels that are trying to discredit the greatest fighter we have today, let's see if they're right. Let's check out the narrative they're spewing. It's just vomit. Pure vomit. Let's break it down. Check this out. This is the guy. Hold on. Let me catch up to some of y'all. What's up? I want to make sure I want to catch the vibe and answer all your questions. Yeah. That's the most likely. Tommy Dukes. I think he's going to fight Nick Ball. We'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that. Remind me about that. I want to get into that. He's already announced in a interview today he will fight Polanco in spring, MJ in the fall, and Nick Ball in the winter. But he will not drop his 22 title. It's 24 to fight Junto Nakatoni. Yeah, Junto has to come up. We here at Round One Sports Talk know about Naoya Inoue's phenomenal 24 consecutive title fight reign that no human on planet Earth has ever done throughout the course of 4 divisions. Not just in one division. Throughout the course of 4 divisions, he has 24 consecutive world title fights. He will be going into his 25th. Now, here is the narrative that these people are putting out. Let's check it out, guys. Talk is cheap. All right? Talk is cheap. All right. This is how we get down here. Round One Sports Talk. We put it right on the board, right for everybody to see. There's the man in question. That's MJ, Akmedalia, right there. They're saying that Naoya Inoue is ducking this guy right here. That he's is mandatory for one of Naoya Inoue's title, which is the WBA. Now, here's the trick to and the pain in the ass of being that kind of champion. You see, if Naoya Inoue only had the WBA and he was his mandatory and he wasn't fighting Akmedalia, he would be ducking Akmedalia at that point. But that's not what's going on here. Naoya Inoue has 4 titles. He has 4 mandatories. And the trick to this whole scenario is finding out which organization is in first in line. You see, because you can be the mandatory for the WBA. Hold on one second. I want you guys to look at me while I'm doing this. You can be the mandatory for the WBA. You could be a mandatory for the IBF, WBO, WBC. Now, whichever organization is first in line, they have all the power. Their mandatory is what's leading the dance. Now, this mandatory has mandatory claim, and the sanctioning body can order the fight, but they're not next in line. What they're saying is actually true. It's like them casting out a line, and if Naoya Inoue wants to bite the bait, he caught himself a fish. But in actuality, he's not actually, his mandatory is not in effect. He has to get to the front of the line. Okay? When BF came out with that false claim saying that the WBA gave Naoya Inoue special permission to fight Luis Pantera Nari, that's so fake and false, right? Check this out. For one, the WBA does not give 2 shits about the WBC. The WBA does not give 2 shits about the IBF. You think that the WBA is just going to say, hey, okay, why don't you go fight the number 1 for the WBC? No, what the WBA did was they notified their mandatory. And they asked them, are you going to be ready for the fight so that we can fight for you? Once the WBA mandatory refuses the fight, they went ahead and told Naoya Inoue, you may continue with your fight. The proof is in the pudding. There is no way on God's green earth the WBA would just say, hey, Naoya, do what the fuck you want. Then why'd you check in with us? Why are we in an organization if we can't stop and make you fight our mandatory? The reason why they couldn't strip Naoya Inoue for that WBA world title is because they didn't have no power. They weren't in line. Same reason why they couldn't strip Canelo Alvarez for all those years. And secretly, he was fighting the mandatories like Ryder and them. And he was getting, because it was the placement in line. You all have mandatories. You can all order. These 3 guys can order the fight. They can yell from a rooftop, I'm a mandatory to one of your belts. Yes, you're telling the truth. But where are you in line to activate that? And that's what it's about. So all the smoke screen of Ed Hearn at Medalia, they know where their place in line is. In fact, more proof. When Naoya Inoue fought TJ Doheny, right? And Akmedalia's camp was coming in, rah-rahing it up. We're going to take him to court. We're going to get him stripped. What happened? When they went back to the Boxing Athletic Committee, who fought Naoya Inoue? TJ Doheny did. Why? Then Marlon Akmedalia and his management's team and their claims must have been false. Because if you had the right and you were in line and you were saying you were getting your lawyers involved, then you should have won. Naoya Inoue should have been either stripped or you should have fought him. So that lets me to believe you weren't next in line. You see? So back to Marlon Tapales. Let's bring him up. Okay, here we are. Marlon Tapales currently today has a record of 13-10 and 1. He has 1 loss. Who did he lose to? We'll get right to that. Okay, Marlon Tapales is ranked right now currently in the world out of 1,385 super bantamweight registered fighters. He is currently ranked number 6. There are 12 of his nationality. He is the number 1 in that division. There are 12 fighters, right? Okay. Usually, he's 30 years old. He's 30 years old with a boxing record of 13-10. He's 30 years old. Wow, that's a small record for being 30 years old, brother. When did you enter boxing? You entered boxing in 2018. You made your debut 2018. You're 5'5". You have a 68-inch arm reach. Okay, 30 years old, alias MJ. That's MJ. Now, let's talk about what's going on. Oh, shit, what's this right here? That's a loss. Wow, who did he lose to? Marlon Tapales. He went 12 rounds with Marlon Tapales, and Marlon Tapales took away his IBF and WBA World Championship? Since he lost to Marlon Tapales, what has he done? Oh, here he is right here. He fought Kevin. Kevin was 26-0. Wow, this guy must be a really good fighter then, right? Okay, why don't we check out who the hell Kevin is? Here he is. 14 knockouts, 22 losses. He got knocked out 1 time. Oh, you're ranked 58 in the world. So you're not in the top 30. You're not in the top 40. You're not in the top 20. Right? Since you fought Marlon Tapales, what have you done? I mean, not Marlon. I always get them mixed up. I hate that. MJ, he fought 2 times. He lost 1 the last fight against Ortiz. Okay, so back to Marlon Tapales. This is sad. Okay, so this is the standard that these guys are arguing. Marlon Tapales beats MJ for his belts. MJ then goes on and fights 1 fight. 1 fight, right? For a title eliminator. Then he fights Espinoza and he is awarded the interim. The last time he fought, it's right here, 2024, December 14th. So he just fought 30 days. Let's push this Naoya Inoue fight back 30 days from the day it was supposed to, with Sam Goodman kick off originally. He fought right around the corner from Naoya Inoue. So that means that he only fought actually 1 time. So from losing your belts to Marlon Tapales, you fought 1 time a guy not even ranked in the top 50. And you mean to tell me because you beat a guy not ranked in the top 50, you deserve a mandatory shot back at the 2 belts that Naoya Inoue currently has that once upon a time were yours. You weren't good enough to keep your belts. And then who did Marlon Tapales lose the belts to? Here's Marlon Tapales right here. Who did he lose the belts to? He lost the belts to Naoya Inoue. So you mean to tell me he beat up? Okay, wait a minute. You went 12 rounds with this guy, so you couldn't knock him out. What did Naoya? He knocked him out in the 10th round. So Naoya, in a way, knocks out the guy that beat you and took your belt. So you couldn't knock this guy out. In fact, you couldn't beat him on the scorecards. But somehow, Naoya Inoue is scared of a guy with 13-10 record that wasn't good enough to keep his belts. That's not in the top. He's not the top fighter in the world. He has an interim belt. Help me make this make sense. Where is it? Okay, and then on top of it, when you're going to accuse a person of ducking someone, right? And at least in the sport or boxing or anything like that, right? When you accuse someone of ducking you, it's typically because that person's avoiding you because you have the ability to beat them, dethrone them. Am I right? Okay. Who on planet Earth actually thinks MJ can beat Naoya Inoue? How is this a duck when the duck that you're saying, you're actually, after you say that, if they were to fight, who do you got in the fight? The people are going to say Naoya Inoue. They're not going to take MJ. So how is it a duck when going into the fight, you would take the other guy? A duck is someone usually it's in reference to someone that has potential of beating you. You mean to tell me Naoya Inoue is scared of a guy, right? With a 13-10 record that's already lost. In fact, you beat the guy that beat him, right? Naoya Inoue has 24 consecutive world title fights, 4 weight division, unified in 2 separate weight divisions. It took him 6 months to unify in 1 weight division, and it took him 1 calendar year to get 8 belts. No man in history has ever done anything like that. And when you're calling Naoya Inoue a duck, who are you measuring him against? What smoke has Naoya Inoue truly ducked? At least give me a guy that I can actually say, yeah, that guy's going to be a problem for Naoya Inoue. He needs to avoid him. Next thing you're going to hear is that Naoya Inoue is ducking Junto Nakatoni, which would be absurd. He's in a lower weight division, the one down from him. Oh, if Naoya Inoue don't stay at 122, then he's ducking me. They'll come up with anything to try to discredit the best fighter in the world, to try to put up their fighter that's nowhere near the longer line of dedication, discipline to the sport of boxing, like this gentleman right here, Naoya Inoue. In and out of the ring, he is a perfect role model for the young men and women that are looking up at a fighter and how a fighter should conduct himself in and out of the ring. And because he is a good man and a good father and a good fighter and has a great career, they want to put him down and put him against these guys. These guys are out drinking, beating up their girls, flipping cars, getting their belt stripped for sniffing cocaine, all kinds of stuff. And they're like, why are you talking about our fighters, or why are you putting down our fighters? Your fighter might be hitting and getting into car accidents and leaving pregnant women trapped in the car. But yet this man does the right thing. And you guys want to tear him down for being him. You guys have nothing better to do but to tear down a great one, to put him against your fake one. There are legends. I will not allow another fighter to come on and disrespect my legends like they didn't put in work, like Floyd didn't put in work, like Ali didn't put in work. Those are the men that are staples in the sport of boxing. They paved the way for Naoya Inoue to be the man he is today. He owes homage to all of those fighters in the past, because there would be no boxing if it wasn't for men like that. And Naoya Inoue understands that. And he gives those fighters respect. That man lives by honor. And you guys are going to take a fighter like that, and just because your fighters are going through their up and down, because no fault to their own, for putting themselves in these kind of situations, ducking everybody in the division, getting beat up, bringing people to court. And you're going to take those kind of fighters, and because the way they live on the outside, because they can't keep it together, and you really want to come after the true face of boxing, give it time. He is coming to America, people. Give it time. He'll be here. He'll be here. Man, and I'll tell you right now, I would love for Homeboy to come up here and argue his points with me about how much Naoya Inoue is this duck or whatever, right? These boys don't got a fucking pot to piss in and a window to throw it out. I'm feeling a debatable mood. There's the link right there. These guys, man, I'm telling you right now, if you just sit back, they will try to tear down greatness or lower the bar to put their fighter in a conversation with a decorated champion such as Naoya Inoue. Their guy doesn't even belong in the same conversation. So what they gotta do is they gotta kick around some false dirt on a man like this. It's just a shame and sad. It's a sad attempt to try to boost up your fighter to discredit one of the best that are doing it in today's era. Unfortunately, Naoya Inoue can't beat up everybody simultaneously. But I don't, you know what? He just may be able to do it, you know. But he can't. He can't fight all these guys simultaneously, and that's what it is. And as far as Naoya Inoue moving up and challenging Nick Ball, I feel that is a fight that's I believe has a lot of potential of kicking off. I think that Nick Ball is one of the more shorter of the 126 pounders because Espinosa's there at 6'1". Oh my God, that's an anomaly right there. But I like that fight right there with Nick Ball. I learned a lot in Naoya Inoue's last fight, right? It was one of those fights that you knew that he was going in there, and the style that he was using in the Kim fight was his 25 years of experience, meaning he was letting nature take its course. He was basically either willing to fight, box, wherever Kim wanted to take the fight on that night. Naoya Inoue was prepared, and his life work was on full display. His ring IQ, his reads, everything. It really went to show that, okay, can you make these reads without studying your opponent? Could you figure things out had you not trained for it? So it was a real interesting moment for Naoya Inoue in this fight. And I wanted to see how he adapted, how he made changes. I invite you to go back and look at that fight. In the first round, Kim kind of stood in front of him. Not a lot of punches thrown his way. It was more of a feel out part, period, right? In the second round, Kim did something in the round when his back touched up against the ropes and he went to evade. Look how he evaded, and watch how Naoya Inoue watched him. He didn't throw a punch. He kind of like faked one, and he's like this. Naoya watches him. The same way Kim evaded out, watching the round, how he does it again. Naoya Inoue this time throws a punch and he clips him, but he doesn't get him right. That is the same sequence, the same movement he did that he hurt him to set him up for the knockout. He evaded out. Naoya caught him. He went like this. Kim invited him in. He hit him with a monster bomb. Yo, hear that shot that he hit him with? Oh my God, that took 3 years off that man's life. Okay? He went boom. And Naoya look, when he was walking off, he looked back, right? Because what sparked that punch, that massive punch, right? Naoya was toying with him the entire time. He was getting a little bit around. He was giving the fans their money worth. Yo, Naoya Inoue wanted to feel his power. And he started like standing a little bit more stationary in front of him, going into the high guard, allowing him to throw the 1-2. All the success that Kim had, it was given to him. He wanted to give him like a false sense of confidence to open up with him. But what happened? In that sequence, Naoya Inoue was playing around. He wanted to, see where he was at, and Kim caught him big. He caught him, boom, and he caught Naoya and right in the right eye, bam. Just before that big punch, Kim caught him with a nice slick punch just before that sequence, and Naoya dug down and Kim hit him straight, pow. And I wondered if either that one or the big one over the top is the one responsible for the knock. But he hit him big over the top. When he hit him big, Naoya felt that. It's like, I'm starting to I'm not sure if this is fact, right? But I'm starting to think Naoya Inoue wants to get hit hard by these guys and he gets mad. He turns green and then he destroys them. I kind of seen, now that I'm thinking about it, in his last fights, he stood there, moved around and got hit. And when he got hit big, that the other guy was like, yeah, that's when Naoya Inoue went in, threw a couple punches, diversion punches. These are not the punches he was looking for. The guy goes in exchange with him, and then he clips him. Bow! It's kind of like when I was a kid. You put the object on the other kid's shoulder. Neither of you really wanted to fight. He hits it. Oh, did you just hit that off my shoulder? You need that to spark up. It's kind of like Naoya Inoue wants these guys to hit him, and to take their best and be like, I took your best shot. Now, can you take my best punch? Bro, he laid him out. Boom! He walked off like, yeah. Yo, Pacific Attack. I just want to let you know, you like that wrench right next to your name? That's a nice little wrench. Did you notice that? All right? And yeah, and we going to Vegas, baby. All right? We meeting up in Vegas, my man. All right? Meet me there, because I'm going to be there. I'm going to actually be there before you. I'm going to be a little disappointed. Yo, where the hell you been? I've been here for 3 weeks already. I've been standing in front of this building for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Yo, Pacific, my man, baby. How you, man? I wish my side effects work right now. Damn, them shits is not working. I hope you hear that, baby, because that was for you. Ball versus Naoya Inoue would be an action-packed fight. Body shots hurt Kim more. Yeah, that body shot was good. It was good. You seen him go, and he kept it together. He kept it together though. I gotta admit, I think Kim was a lot more hurt in a couple exchanges than what he was leading on. You know what I mean? He look, for the amount of time, in actuality, when Sam Goodman pulled out of the first fight, they got Kim on a standby, right? So Kim's been alerted 30 days going into the fight with Naoya Inoue. So he had a month, which really doesn't give you a lot of time. And then on top of it, the month that you spent training, could have been up and down, right? Because Kim was also preparing for an 8-round fight. So you mean to tell me half the training camp you was preparing for the guy in the 8-round fight, and the other half maybe Sam Goodman pulls out? It's not like he could have just focused on Naoya Inoue for 30 days and say definitively that's who I was supposed to be fighting, because Sam Goodman was still scheduled to fight Naoya Inoue. That's the situation. So it's not like Naoya Inoue had 30 days to prepare for Kim, because all the way up into the 13th day, Sam Goodman was good. Once you get the phone call, now that's kind of where the clock starts to tick. So both, even though Kim could have focused longer, Naoya Inoue could not have possibly say Sam Goodman's going to pull out on the 13th day. He had to have training for a right-handed fighter, you know what I'm saying, and Sam Goodman. So that's why I say that Naoya Inoue was just flowing. And you want to know one of the biggest tales that I know Naoya Inoue is not ducking MJ, and MJ really doesn't want the smoke? You want to know the biggest giveaway? The biggest clue out of it all. Where the fuck was MJ after Naoya Inoue knocked out Kim? Why didn't he jump in the ring? Like every other man that wanted to fight Naoya Inoue, they jumped in the ring. They said they want the smoke. Marlon Tapales was in attendance. He got up, got in the ring. I want to fight you. Sam Goodman was in attendance. Got up, got in the ring. I want to fight you. Where the hell was MJ and all this duck talk? The proof is right there. Why weren't you there? Your management was there. He was in attendance. They had a fighter. MJ, you always fight in Japan. Your passport is already stamped. You could have been there in a few hours. The entire gang was there, except you. Where's MJ at? Why didn't he hop in the ring? Hey, bro, it's all bullshit, bro. You don't want to pick. You don't want to pull on Superman's cape. You might be, you might want the shot or whatever, but you don't want to piss him off. I would hate to see what a mad Naoya Inoue looks like when he's doing this with a straight face. Marlon Tapales was nowhere in sight. As soon as Naoya Inoue knocked out Lee Jun Kim, Marlon Tapales was underneath his bed in his house, and it was boarded up. And the lady in the front was instructed to say, "There's no Marlon Tapales live here. If anybody came knocking on that door." Yeah, I can't wait to see you in Vegas neither, man. We're going to be there, baby. Showing up, showing out. Yeah. Davis and MJ's ducking Naoya like he did Fulton. How many fighters? I was just going to bring that up. Thank you. How many fighters did MJ duck himself? There's a list. It's just not Fulton. There is a list of fighters he avoided. He's the real duck artist, the duck sauce. And he's just trying to use this tactic for a couple clicks, views, and likes, maybe to promote his next fight. That if you attach your name to a great one, then if Naoya Inoue's ducking this guy must be good. What are you trying to promote your next fight? Because you're not trying to promote the fight. The fight to have is with Naoya Inoue, and you were nowhere to be found. It's apparent when anyone wanted to smoke with Naoya Inoue, all you had to do is hop in the ring and let it be known. Where were you? Where you at? Come on, man. That's bullshit. That man, listen. Yo, listen. You're wrong when I like your take on it. We're letting himself feeling the power. God, finished Fulton after Fulton started landing right hands and also dropped Tapales after Tapales was landing clean uppercuts. Yeah, it's like he allows these guys to hit him, and he gets mad, and he's like letting them know or letting them see. It's kind of like an honorable thing, right? Where maybe it's the way he thinks. I don't know. Maybe he's like, all right, just in case you thought that I was so fast, so quick, that you wouldn't be able to land on me. Here you go. Give me what you got. Give me your best punch. Bang. That's all you got? That's what you got right there. Bang. That too? Are you good? Okay. Here. I got something. Hold this for me. Boom. It's like he allows them to do that. Stephen Kubo Fulton had little bit of success on Naoya Inoue. I noticed when he did subtle movements, like to the left or to the right. When it was like unexpected movements, like he would step, then shoot the shot like that. It was kind of tricky, and then he would catch Naoya Inoue. He snapped his head back with that a little bit. I can't really say or come up with a style that I can like sit here. It's easier said than done. I would be just sitting here talking shit if I said I could come up with a style to beat Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue, he worked on his defense. He went down there. He to the Roach's camp. You know, he's been around the world. You know, his style, Japanese fighting, he has it more with a Western us. The American slick style is implemented in his fighting style, Naoya Inoue, and he's getting better with every fight. You know, this sense of a Superman. We got to get that out of our heads. There's just no fighter in the world that just round one walks off, knockout. Like that guy doesn't exist. These guys are in real boxing matches, in real fights, and sometimes you're gonna get touched up. Naoya Inoue got dropped, and because he gets dropped in a fight, all of a sudden, Tank Davis never got dropped. Terrence Crawford never got dropped. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, because they don't want to go into the fire. They don't want to engage in a fight. Naoya Inoue's the likelihood of him getting caught by now was extremely high. As a matter of fact, everybody almost landed their good shot on him because of his efforts of trying to come in and fucking actually fight. Naoya Inoue, if the rules were stand toe to toe right here, nobody can move. Let's just bang it out. Naoya Inoue would be the king of that sport too, in his division, because that's basically what he's doing. He's like, all right, hit me with your best. Hit me. That's what I want to do. Let's fight. He's constantly going in, and when you got the guy coming in, you could set traps. See, that's how Saul Canelo Alvarez has been managing his fights of late. In the last past 7-8 years, Saul Canelo Alvarez's fighting style changed. It changed right before your eyes. He started managing fights. His job was the first 4 rounds to fight a certain way. You get up on the scorecards. If you score a knockdown, if he hurts you, bam, drops you. That's when Saul shifts it back and he puts it in another gear. He shifts back and he invites you to come in. The fighter that's coming in being more the aggressor because he's down on the scorecards, you have a better chance of catching him. Naoya Inoue becomes that fighter without being down on the scorecards. He's still coming in the door acting like he's down, like he got something to prove in the fight. He's coming after you every minute and every second of the fight. So it's easy for a person to catch you while you're coming in. And that's where a lot of criticism and a lot of, oh no, look, this guy caught him. Naoya can get caught. He can get hit like this. Look, he got dropped like this. Yeah, he's actually initiating the fight. You're going to have more opportunity to do that. But he seems to invite that. He's like, okay, yeah, you hit me. What happened to you? Yeah, several fighters caught him, but what happened to them? Well, I guess I don't, have to explain. When the man's undefeated, you could pretty much figure out what happened to them. They got destroyed. This thing about, some of these YouTube channels trying to discredit some of the best fighters we have in our era today, just to, if you can discredit that kind of fighter, well then, for their fighter. Maybe it's not their fault. Look at this guy. He's so good. And it's not their fault. Bullshit ass tactic. This man is the greatest fighter we have in our generation today. He is the most complete package of a fighter. There might be gentlemen out there that have great fighting styles. They might be explosive fighters, power puncher fighters, and they might be some fighters that are very quick. But when we're talking about one person or any person having everything well-rounded, he's probably the closest I see today. Yeah, Tank Davis is great. I don't believe he's well-rounded. When you can compare other men's footwork in the division to Tank Davis, you see. And another thing is that when you compare these guys in their measuring stick, it's like, okay, who are you comparing them to? Naoya Inoue, to who? Right? When let's say I'm going to use a hypothetical situation. Well, it's not a hypothetical situation. In fact, it's actually a real situation. I just don't want to use any fighters to belittle fighters to boost up Naoya Inoue. I don't feel I have to do that. He's already who he is. But I mean, in a way, it's kind of exposing the other fighters. So I'm just going to go down the street anyway. I'm pulling in right now because y'all pulled into Naoya Inoue street and popping shit. So let's expose the boxing world for what it really is. Okay. When you're comparing them to these guys like Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson and Lomachenko and Devin Haney and so forth, right? The problem with you saying that they're better than Naoya Inoue, why is it every man that I just mentioned, there's people that feel there's other people in the division that can beat them. There are people that believe Shakur Stevenson will beat Tank Davis. There are people that believe Loma will beat Tank Davis. There are people that believe Devin Haney will beat Tank Davis. There are no people on planet Earth think that many men could beat Naoya Inoue in his weight division. Every man I mentioned, or their status in their own weight division is questioned. Every man I just mentioned, there's someone else in that weight division they believe can beat him. How are they the toughest? When your reign is in question in your own division, none of you are king of your own division. Not one. But somehow they want to have you convinced that they're on Naoya Inoue's level, that their names should even be brought up in conversation with Naoya Inoue. Well, the truth is, Naoya Inoue cleaned out his division. There are no men we believe can beat him at 122. But yet, these guys that they're using, all of them are in question. Their status, not one of them are dominant. They might be undefeated. They just haven't fought each other. And you're comparing those guys to him? Anything to lower the bar to try to get your guy in a conversation with a great one. Anything. Just, not one of them have the accomplishments, the accolades, the achievements this guy has. Not even a quarter. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Except Devin Haney. Because Devin Haney's unified. He's probably the most decorated among all those men and one of the most disrespected in all of boxing. I don't know why so many people disrespect Devin Haney. He's just a young man trying to do his thing, and he's in a world of shit. Him and his father keep fighting the wrong fight. I always said they're trying to fight social media. That's not where they started, and it's not where it should end. Just focus on your son, get him in the ring, and prove it to the world. You bring them blood, they'll love you again. A lot of boxers get scrutiny and everything and this and that. I guarantee you, you watch that man go out there and knock somebody the fuck out, you're going to be like, yeah, because that's what we live for. So Devin Haney, although you're being scrutinized and, they're calling you these names, brother, don't listen to that. Don't listen to, you're fighting the wrong fight, Devin. Concentrate, put yourself in the gym, and if the Saudi prince really is gonna put these fight, you're gonna fight Ramirez. Focus on that. If you're gonna fight Ramirez, fuck what everybody else says, Devin. Prove to the world you're him. I think Devin Haney is a young, good talent. I think that I said this a few years ago. I don't think that he was a complete fighter, Devin Haney. He needed more training, but not that he would never get there. Devin Haney is still learning. He's a young man, 25. He's been in the game for a long time already, and he's put together a lot. So I expect to see more of him. There's a lot of these fighters. I love every boxer in the world, but I'm not going to allow someone to come on and discredit some of the top fighters in the world. If they was to come after Usyk like this, I would be on the defense for Usyk just the same way I am for Naoya Inoue. If they came after Terrence Crawford, I would be up there right here. Let's go. Is this mic working? Because these men are the ones that are in there battling, going up throughout divisions, getting these world titles. And just because sometimes they don't fight these fights, all of a sudden they're nobodies. Like what they didn't help boxing. Like all the oohs and ahs they provided for us. Bro, I'm not going to sit here with this microphone and be fake. Saul Canelo Alvarez gave me too many moments, and I'm mad that he's ducking David the Monster Benavidez, and I'll say it. But I'm not turning my back on Saul. Saul has done too much for boxing, bro. He's gave me too many moments, bro. My grandmother made fucking bite and cebollao and pernil, arroz con pollo. The whole family was over, bro. We was having a great time. And I knew that the family was there to watch Saul Canelo Alvarez because every other boxing match before the Saul Canelo Alvarez fight, it wasn't nobody watching. We was all sitting around talking to each other. Soon as Saul came on, Saul's right, let's go. Hey, get him, Saul. Like, yo, and I'm not going to sit here and be fake. Yeah, the man has been in question for these things. Yeah, but I remember the days he gave me. I'm not going to turn my back on none of them. I don't turn my back on Tank Davis. And I see what they're doing with Tank Davis. My hope is that one day Tank Davis, snaps out of it and just says, okay, I was the champion for the people for this long. I represented black excellence. I'm a winner, and that's what you got to be. When your people promote you, they're promoting backing a winner. Mexico promoted Saul, and he lost against Floyd, but Floyd, I don't know why, but he passed the torch to him. I guess business back then, it was just a different time, I guess. And then and then the Mexicans backed Saul, but Japan's backing Naoya Inoue right now as their people's champion. And then these guys want to talk about Naoya Inoue like he's a small time draw or something, and that these guys make more money. Tank Davis makes way more money. Wait, hold up. Hold up a second. What did these guys just say? That Tank Davis is a bigger draw than Naoya Inoue. What? Tank Davis made more money in America. The seats are more expensive. The gate might be more expensive. The pay-per-view, the Tank Davis pay-per-view is $100. A seat is probably fucking $8,000 and up. He sold out the Barclays Center. So how much does the Barclays Center pack? 13,000 people. 13,000.8. $5 million gate. Impressive, Gervonta Davis. Impressive. But wait a minute. So you might have made the most money. Pay-per-view sales, live gate, right? But what about attendance? You only had 13,000 people in that Barclays Center. That's full capacity, right? How many did Naoya Inoue have in the Tokyo Arena? 55,000 people. He quadrupled your event. So careful when you're saying that he's not a draw. And although Naoya Inoue didn't fight on pay-per-view, 55,000 people filled up that arena. I don't know what the numbers were on 55,000 people, but I know you only fought in front of 13,000 people, Tank. And Las Vegas doesn't hold 20,000 people. So the crowds you're fighting in front of are not like Naoya Inoue's crowds. Yeah, you might be more popular here in United States. But I think if we was looking on true star status, Naoya Inoue actually has you beat for attendance. You're kicking his ass in the pay-per-view, so you got that, Tank. You got that on the money. Yeah, you got that. In attendance? You ain't never fought in front of no crowd like that. Never. So on the outside looking in, they may think, and you may believe, that Tank is more popular. Yeah, he might be more popular out here. And I think Tank's a global superstar, though. He's got a strong name, because I doubt no one knows Tank Davis in Japan. I think a lot of people know who Tank Davis is in Japan. So his name does carry. That's a tough one. But I know Naoya Inoue in Japan, out there in the Philippines, no matter where he goes on that side of the world, that dude is mobbed. You should see the waves of people. Just waves and waves of people, bro. That shit is insane. Naoya Inoue can come to New York City with no bodyguards. Just a sweater and a pair of jeans, walk down the street. No one's going to know who he is. No one. Unless he ran into crazy me. What's up, buddy? Yeah! Right? Right? I'll know who he is, right? A couple of people probably maybe recognize him, but not really. If Gervonta Davis was to go to Japan, he'd get mobbed. They would know who he is. And that's where the difference in popularity comes. Although Javante Davis' star status is much stronger than Naoya Inoue worldwide. Worldwide. Naoya Inoue's star status on that side of the world is really strong. It's he's revered. If now let's say that Naoya Inoue left New York City and came back to Japan and Javante Davis was standing right there. If Naoya Inoue entered Japan, there would be no crowd around Javante Davis. He'd be standing there by himself, saying, "Look at me, I'm Javante Davis." Oh no, Naoya Inoue came back home. You're done, son. You're done. All the cameras will go right off of Javante. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, it's just these guys are two fighters from different parts of the world. I think what both gentlemen are doing for the sport of boxing is beautiful. Controversy aside, Tank Davis is good for boxing. Whether you're arguing about him lately in recent days, tired of his shit, or still supporting him as a fighter, you got to admit we do talk about him. He's explosive, he's dangerous, and he's very skillful. Make no mistake, I've never questioned Javante Davis's skill. Never. I only question the situations and the opponents. That's what I question. I feel that Javante Davis has a lot of unfinished business at 135, although a global superstar he is, revered as the toughest 135-pound, there's an argument. As long as you have Shakur Stevenson in that division, Loma, Keyshawn Davis coming up the rise, you cannot definitively say that Javante Davis is the best 135-pounder in the world. There's room for argument. The difference between Javante Davis and Naoya Inoue, there is no room for argument in the reign of Naoya Inoue. There is no argument. Please find me the guy that thinks that there's 4 or 5 guys in 122-pound weight division that can beat Naoya Inoue, and that he's avoiding 4 or 5 guys in his division. And that you really believe these guys can beat him. Because if you ask me, that Shakur Stevenson fight against Tank is going to be tough. That can go either way. That's the difference between the champion, the kind of champion Naoya Inoue is, and the kind of champion these other guys are. That no matter what guy you bring up, his reign is in question. There is no question about Naoya Inoue, but false questions, false things. Where was MJ when Naoya Inoue just knocked this dude out? Where was he? Yeah, he got a phone call from his promoter and shit that said something about he couldn't catch a taxi. The plane broke down. He caught mono. In fact, he lost his right arm. So he was trying to look for it. Whatever excuse MJ can come up with. Everyone but the fact that it should have been in that ring challenging Naoya Inoue to let the world know Naoya Inoue's ducking him. But when you're just spewing fake shit, when a real one pulls up, that's when all the bullshit fades away. You know how it goes. Anybody can talk shit about you. But when you pull up, where's all that energy? Where you at? You know how it is. You know how when a sucker's hating on you. You've been hated on before, I'm pretty sure, right? When you enter the room, they got nothing to say. They don't want it. They don't want it. Angry Mexican. Okay, now beats Tapales. That's great. So beat MJ. You have now your fans think because Marlon Tapales, blah, blah. So what did, I'm not sure if you were here, Angry Mexican, what did MJ do to prove or to be awarded a fight against Naoya Inoue? Just please show me where he deserves a fight with Naoya Inoue. Why don't we bring up his record? So as we speak, if you're just joining in, we can do it together because you definitely won't get away with this. Okay, there he is right there. There's MJ. Your claim is okay. He beat he beat Marlon Tapales. Why doesn't he beat MJ? Okay, what has MJ done to deserve a fight with Naoya Inoue? Well, why don't we look at what he really did? Here's the Marlon Tapales fight right here, where he loses both his belts and he wasn't good enough to keep them. So Marlon Tapales whoops his ass, takes his belt, right? And he fights one fight. One fight. He fights a guy not even ranked in the top 50. And he beats him in an 8-round fight. Now, this next fight right here with Espinoza doesn't come into play because he just fought him 2024, December 14th. Which means that if Sam Goodman didn't get cut and the 30 days weren't added onto Naoya Inoue's time, he fought just before Naoya Inoue was supposed to enter the ring with Sam Goodman so that they could be on the same month. So the plan was MJ beats this guy, Kevin, right? Gonzalez, right? He beats him, and then to schedule Naoya Inoue, right? Okay. So during the time, Sam Goodman gets cut. They give the 30 days extended. So his fight goes on with Espinoza on the 14th, 2024. So tell me right here, what did he do to be considered the number one contender? What number one guys did he knock out of the way in the WBA? This guy's ranked number, what was he? Under 50? This guy was probably in the 100. He was like 100, I think, in 19 or something, ranked. Some shit like that. I forget what his ranking was. He was like 120. So you beat a guy in 120 ranking, another guy in the top 50 ranking, and they put a false interim belt around your waist and only 2 fights. For instance, Subriel Matias lost his IBF title to Liam Paro. He went down in the rankings number 6. You mean to tell me that you can fight a guy in the ranking number 50? You didn't fight none of the top 10 guys. Nobody in the top 15 to award you that interim belt. That was all set up by the WBA in a false ranking. He never made his way back up the ladder. In reality, he never beat the number 2 guy, the number 3 guy, the number 4, 5. He didn't do any of that. And somehow, MJ should be awarded to fight Naoya Inoue no sooner that he lost his belts to the man that Naoya Inoue had to clean up his mess. How on God's green earth does MJ deserve to fight Naoya Inoue with a record of 13-10-1? What did he do in the sport of boxing? How dangerous is MJ? Or are they just selling you that? And since you've heard it so much, Naoya Inoue's ducking him. Naoya Inoue's ducking him. That you bought into the notion that he must be ducking him. They don't have nothing, and I mean nothing legit, to say this man is worthy. What they had to do was a bunch of parlor tricks, smoke screens, and diversion to dress him up. Here, MJ, put on the dress and get up there and yell that Naoya Inoue is ducking you. But when the real shit happens, he knocks out Kim, he is nowhere to be found. Marlon Tapales hopped in the ring when he wanted to fight Naoya Inoue, and so didn't Sam Goodman hop in the ring and challenge him. Everybody knows that after a Naoya Inoue fight, you want to fight him, hop in the ring. Where was MJ? Where was he? Where on God's green earth does this man actually deserve to fight Naoya Inoue? He didn't work his way back up. Subriel Matias is working his way back up like you're supposed to when you lose your belt. You're not supposed to fight one fight and be the mandatory? You mean to tell me that the WBA's ranking system is so weak that they decided, you know what? We know you lost your belt, but we're just going to rush you to the front of the line again. And all you got to do to get back to the number one spot is beat this guy that's ranked lower than 50. He's not even ranked in the top 50. Beat him, you're back in the number one spot. How's that possible? Why didn't he fight the number 3 guy? Who was the number 3 guy? Price, Luis Pantera Nari, and Roman. If he would have beat those guys, now he would be worthy. He would be in the top spot, and I couldn't say shit. Because he would have did it the right way, MJ. He wouldn't have been sneakily promoted as a false mandatory that you didn't earn. And let's not forget how much smoke NJ has ducked in the bantamweight division. Because the list goes on. Brandon Figueroa, Stephen Kubo Fulton. He has a list of dudes he ducked. And you guys have the nerve to think Naoya Inoue is 1% chance either being scared of this guy or avoiding this guy. Because this guy, in order, like I said to you guys, in order to be saying that you're going to be ducking somebody, or it's because that champion is either avoiding him because he has too much power, maybe his style, you know, he's avoiding because it's a tough fight. How are you calling Naoya Inoue a duck when if MJ and Naoya Inoue were to fight, you have Naoya Inoue in the fight? MJ, it doesn't oppose a threat. You don't actually think MJ can beat him. You think he'll give him a good fight. But I'm not sure there's too many people that think that MJ could beat him. Actually beat him. No. How is he a duck? It's just crazy. Let me read y'all shit, man. Let me catch up to y'all because maybe y'all can say something and we can go from there. Let me get back up here. Wow, y'all been texting away. Let's go. Let's get it. Where were we? I can't wait. No, I want that MJ fight so Eddie can shut up and okay, yeah, absolutely. Shut them dudes up. Always does to try to build a fighter with very little. Yeah. You know, but that's those promoter gimmicks. And some of these people really buy into that. Some people in the world really are buying into this. And I won't allow them to disrespect this dude just because he's freaking Japanese. I'm Puerto Rican, but I don't care about skin color or race. Boxing has nothing to do with that. And just because he doesn't match my Latin fighters, what, I got to discredit him? You know what? You would be doing yourself a disservice if you viewed the world like that. I want to know what the best fighter in the world looks like. How does he move? What is he doing? What makes him so special? And how did you just do that? I got a room over here. I go back in there and I start snapping punches away. I want to develop a better fighting style. And shit, if you're an older gentleman like yourself, it sucks getting old. Got to shave something off your fight game, don't you? I always stand to learn a thing or two. And when I see true excellence, it bothers me that they try to use these other guys, you know, use other guys. If you guys want to still keep cutting each other's throat, disrespecting each other, not realizing that in actuality, You guys are all on the same American team. Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, all of them. They represent America. It's like the Olympics. We go out and we fight for these belts. We win them. We bring them back home to our country. Japan has 9 current world champions. And I don't know exactly how many America is counting because I'm on the borderline of whether whenever they feel like counting the Puerto Ricans' belts when the Americans ain't like doing too good, now they count our belts. Whenever they're doing good, now they kind of view Puerto Rico as a separate entity. It's kind of like we get the shaft sometimes, Puerto Ricans. So I know how it is. I know what that's like. I know what it's not like. It's like not to be accepted. But I stand for correcting it and for speaking up for the men and women out there doing it the best. And that's what I'm about. I'm not going to allow you to disrespect these great guys like Terrence Crawford and Naoya Inoue for the men and women that are doing it the best in and out. Setting examples. You saw Terrence Crawford out there in Africa giving back, putting money out there, making boxing programs. Terrence Crawford is always a student of the game, helping Shakur Stevenson train, then going over there watching more training footage. This is all this man does. In and out of the ring, he is a boxer through and through. Those are the men that are carrying the torch for our beloved sport, and those are the type of men that we should be putting up and promoting. And when they slip sometime, we should back them up because we know we can get behind those guys. Yet we want to get behind guys that want to jump up 2 weight divisions, fight Saul Canelo Alvarez, and get stripped for all your belts, and we've never seen you. You withered into obscurity. We want to get behind the guys that are mouthing off, got gold chains, disrespecting their wives, flipping their cars, getting arrested, and we're asked to back them. That's the example I want to show my son. Son, I want you to be a professional boxer so that when you get up to the top, you can act like this. You can disrespect the legends. Don't show no respect. Be cocky and arrogant. That's the American way. Really. I think America's trying to change slowly. I think America lowered the bar so low for human like that I think we have to have a little bit more respect for ourselves. I believe it starts in the families in our families, but that's another topic. This is our family, our community here of boxing, and we must protect it. We must protect it from all intruders and all liars and all these channels that try to discredit our fighters. Because these guys are going out there actually fighting. And I will not allow these guys to put down the greatest fighters we have. Our sport is already down there as it is. Recognize, yeah, our fighters, they're human. Do you make mistakes? Yes, right? Would you like a second chance in your life? Right? Yes. Do you like to have everything you do posted all over social media and a camera all over in your face every single day? And you got to live up to these people's expectation and what they view of you, whether you see it or not. You always have to have your shit together. Listen, I've done a lot of things in my life, you know, but I believe that when we have these kinds of champions and we're living in such a great era in boxing that I can, push aside some things, and help promote boxing. As long as these boxers don't do nothing ridiculous, I can get behind them still, because we need this, because it's hard for a man to live in a violent sport and act accordingly when in his nature is to fight. It's to break, destroy. And sometimes some of these fighters say the darnest things. Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia. We've heard him. And a lot of people have gotten on these fighters and against them, and these are some of the topics I talk about. I don't mean to excuse them, you know, but I also want to point out, when you do something wrong in life, sometimes you pay the price and people want to still make you suffer. Sometimes you got to recognize when a person has already been suffering and was punished. But for some people, it's never enough. You know, I felt what Tio said about Puerto Ricans. I felt that. And everything he's gotten from the brothers for what he said to them and the way his career went, I'm looking back saying that's karma. And for me, I got that's payback. And I feel that that was enough. I don't feel as a Puerto Rican I got to go out my way to really destroy Teofimo Lopez, because I, as a man, I can acknowledge, bro, that shit kicked back in your face, and plenty of people gave you shit over that. I can see when enough is enough. I'm not gonna take a weapon or something and see Tio in the street and be like, take it upon myself to attack him for all the Puerto Rican people in the world. I don't think I'm qualified for that, and I don't actually think that they all thought that. So sometime as fans, I gotta pump my brakes and recognize, yeah, these dudes is gonna get scrutiny for this shit anyway, right? They gonna get it. But as far as the best we have doing it today, man, I make no excuses for Naoya anyway. I don't need to. The man is a highly decorated champion, and he has accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. And these dudes you're gonna hear it. Whenever you're the best in something, the haters are going to come. Just ask Michael Jordan, just ask Floyd, just ask Tom Brady, ask them all, man. All the greats, all the GOATs. You win too much, the fans will turn on you. Damn, I had the freaking thing all the way up here. Edwin, what does the title you put up mean? BT, stop the cap. BT is my man. He has a YouTube channel. It's basically a Devin Haney channel. I'm not sure if he's related. He keeps calling Bill Haney uncle or something. I think he might be related to Devin Haney and them. He's just a channel that he fights against anybody that talks about Devin Haney, but that's his fighter, and he has the right to do that. And today he made a video calling Naoya Inoue duck. And I be on his show sometimes. He be mad disrespectful. I don't know why I go on sometimes and deal with his bullshit, right? But I don't take it personal. I don't take it personal. Like when I turn off this microphone, I turn into me. I turn into a father, a husband. If you saw me out in the street, we say, what's up? Hey, what up? What up? If you probably would think I would want to talk boxing with you, but I wouldn't really. I want to talk about some other shit. I talk about boxing here enough. This is just my show. I know how to separate the two. So when I saw like BF and he was spewing all this stuff, like he's just throwing up, just regurgitating vomit on Naoya Inoue to try to bring down Naoya Inoue to boost up his American fighters. And he thinks he's slick. What he does is that he'll compare Naoya Inoue to everybody but Devin first. Then he'll slide in Devin's name, get the sympathy of the other fighters, and put Devin in with the conversation, and then try to be like, so if you can discredit the best, it must mean that you guys are too hard on these guys. See? And his tactics, and so to fuck with BF, I'm making this video so that hopefully he comes on my channel. He went on KO Boxing 86 BF, and they debated about Tank and Davis, and then I watched their debate. I debated KO, I've debated BF, and they've debated me. and shit. It makes shit interesting. It makes it interesting. And like, I always want to fight anyway. So I'll wake up and start some shit. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Pff, let's go. You know, you think that you know everything about your fighter and you want to put a fighter against Naoya Inoue? I dare anyone, pick a fighter, go study him, learn whatever you want, do a math equation, click the link, hop on my channel, and tell me how your fighter is better than Naoya Inoue, or that anyone is doing it better than him. Anyway, I challenge anybody. Go text your favorite YouTube channel. Go tell them that Round One Sports Talk, clip this video. I allow you to clip my videos for a reason. Clip it, post it to them, and tell them that I said they're full of shit. Anyone from the top boxing YouTube channel in the world. I'll go on their show if they're too chicken to come on mine, or they think that mine's not big enough or whatever. But I'm pretty sure after we're done talking, even though their job is to never claim they lost the debate, I don't care what they say. As long as what I say gets out to the general public and the people get to hear me. He can spew all he wants. I won the first round, the second round, but yeah. Just shut up and sit there, right? And let me kick real facts. Long as the people get to hear what I have to say, I don't care what they was vomiting anyway. It was all vomit for me in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? They could say, hey, I beat you in the debate. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all right. On your channel with 35 of your followers and canceling out all my people that are talking. You know what I mean? So it looks like, I know. But when people watch it, when people watch my debate, they come back and go, damn, you cooked them. That's what they say. Right? And BF, like, you know, I want to take shots at him sometimes, but like to entice him to come on, you know, and that I do it to take jabs at him so that he can come on and let's debate it. Let's freaking debate it. You think your boy and Naoya is a hype job and you want to tell the people he's a duck? Does this microphone work? Test 1, 2. You hear me out there loud and clear? Yeah, BF, you're full of it. How's that? How you like those apples? Come on, baby. Come on, BF. You know what I mean? Go get him. Go get him. Tell him I'm coming. Yeah, I debate BF a lot of times. Sometimes I'm on the show, I agree with him. We be on the show, blah, blah. His last show I was on, he came up with a weird ass topic. It was hard to talk with them because, like, I guess BF has a channel where they're used to the way he talks, and they were like, "Oh, they were telling me I had selective hearing, like I was only hearing certain things, right?" And I'm sitting there and I'm like blown away, like the way the show is going, because his style of the show, the way the one I was on the day, it was like 2 days ago, right? He was talking about a hypothetical situation with real rules. You understand that? He was talking a hypothetical situation. Like he said, I want you to create or what it means to, you know, all the what makes the best boxer in the world. It was a real and then I was talking on the lines of hypothetical things, and they were finding me guilty on real facts. Like, I thought we were talking a hypothetical situation, so my answers were hypothetical answers to it. Whenever I said a hypothetical, they made me look wrong by correcting me with the real rules. And I was like, how the fuck are you making up a hypothetical situation, but correcting me with the real rules and denying me Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just hard to talk to them. I was just like, wow, and they're telling me I got selective hearing. And I was like, y'all motherfuckers is tripping. You guys are arguing about a fake situation. And when someone answers it with a fake question, you answer it with real rules. I was just like, wow. But anyway, they're just other YouTube shows, and this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? We go around, we study, we talk with the best. You know, and some of these guys are some of the good debaters out there, and they're intelligent. So if I'm debating with these guys, it's because of the fact that I find that at least they're worthy. Whether they're right or wrong, at least they're worthy. And they'll keep my mind getting better. And whatever debate I'll ever be in, it also shows me and teaching me ways to view things. And I don't mind it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck if I get roasted on my own show. I really don't care, bro. Now, did you guys have a good time? Did you guys like the debate? Then tune in tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are these guys so scared of competition? And it seems like in this era that's what they've been doing. Like, most of these guys are happy with participation trophies. I don't want that participation shit. I want to debate. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got a donation. What's up? God damn it. I ain't got no sound effects. I hope that worked. For some reason, my sound effect, I hope the board. Let me see. Hold on. I got another sound effect board on the side. I just don't know which button does what. So I might press something and it'll be like, F you. Like, and I'm like, no. I don't got no F you button here anyway. I don't think anything could be as bad. Let's press the first one. I don't even know what this does.
Congratulations. Well done.
Oh, that wasn't bad. Congratulations. Well, did you hear that though? I'm probably thinking you're hearing it. You're not hearing it. Those are the sound effects. Mr. Miyagi, super chat, 50 GBP. I know what this means. I forgot what it means. Does that mean I remember somebody did this. Some money for fuel to Las Vegas. Yeah! Now your fight weight was 135 and looked. Yes, absolutely. So thank you for the donation. I'm going to Vegas, baby. I'm going to Vegas. Hey, yo, Miyagi, you guys in the chat, y'all was around when I revealed my glasses to the general public, right? Right? I just, I thought that I would share it with you today, Miyagi, but I'll be running to read y'all chats and shit. Pounds, I think. You think those are like pounds, right? Like, hold on. Bam! Huh? I can read it now. It says some money for the food for Las Vegas. The weight fight night weighing was 135 and looked saying yes, he did. Moving like he did against Fulton. Think that's why his best fight night weight. That was his best fight night weight, 139, 135. I thought that said 139. I had to look at it. Even when I blow it up that big on the screen, the fucking words are still blurry. I've been reading them so much. I try to turn up the font. Like my man yesterday told me, turn up the font. It doesn't let me do it, bro, on a live. I can't figure out how to make the words bigger. I can't. I'm looking at it, but I've been reading these like texts and shit for so long that I can pretty much guess what the word is. And that's kind of like what I do, right? But sometimes You guys be texting so damn close. There's too many S's and E's. And that messes with my eyes. I can't do it. Right? But my man dropped a couple. No way. It just broke? Yo, my glasses just broke, guys. Oh, now this pair just broke. I just noticed it. I put it down right there in it, and the clip snapped. I got more of these, though. Fuck. It's inside of it. Every time I put it down, it must have been cracking. Now I ain't got no glasses. I have to hold it like this. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Those glasses are wild. Yeah. Because I haven't put in no doctor's appointment, to get real glasses and shit. Because I'm in a little denial. Like, fucking getting old sucks. And I'll be like, I can see, I'm good. I've been like putting it off. And then when I move out here and I bought the house, now I'm like real far from the city. So now it's a little bit more difficult to get out to the doctor's appointment. So I do a lot of shit. I create shit. I fucking draw, airbrush. And I always had these glasses. So like if I'm soldering or if I was working, like designing some shit. And I always had these, and I've always been able to see them with them. So I was like, I got these, but I could see like regular, like if you were standing in front of me, like everything big, everything. I got 20/20 vision. I'm good. Like if you were standing and you threw a punch at me, I could see that all day. It's just reading words and signs and stuff. Like the words just, I can't explain it. One day I got up and I just couldn't see, man. It got worse and worse through the years. Yeah. Now I fucking snapped this thing, man. Jesus. Now I'll solder that motherfucker back on glass. I don't give a fuck. I'll find something. I'll fix it. It's what I do. Looks like I'm about to fix some rich watches. Hell yeah. I'll be working on them too. Stop playing. I got this watch I was putting together too. I was going to have the diamonds put in here like this. And I had to get the pins for the watch. How you know? I be putting on my shit, fixing them, my watches, designing them. Yeah. I got a nice one. I got a Cartier one. I don't wear that. I got that in the box. I don't wear it. I stopped wearing that one. Yeah. You never know when you need them good eyewear. Rest in peace, the glasses. No, but my man just donated some money, so we'll buy some new ones. Yeah, nah. I got a few more of these. I got a box with them. It's just they're a little bit thicker. It goes like one size to the next. I'll just go get the next size. Peep, But yeah, guys, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. Yeah, sometimes I'm a little bit slow in reading the chats or the funny, stupid, like kids nowadays or dudes. Everybody find it humorous. The more creative you can spell, and those words be messing me up. I'll be looking at them. It'd be like, Chu Young Guy or whatever fucking name and shit. It have like a two and then a symbol of it, and you gotta like figure it out. Those names be messing with me sometimes and shit. But I always read all your chats. That's why Pacific Rim, you woke up with a wrench today, because I go back and I wait I gotta wait like, I think it's 18 hours, some shit like that, for YouTube to give me back the access to my chat, so that when I look at the video, I can see all your chats. I go back then and I calmly read them. So don't think, oh no, I was in his channel and I put up a chat, but he never read it. Nah, probably the next day, just like I do today and yesterday. I always go back and I'll do it. But I like to stay more active with it in the moment. And I really want to get all you guys' chats in and really appreciate you guys for coming in. Well, you ain't fixing them anytime soon. I need the glasses to fix the glasses. You see what I'm saying? The device I need to fix them is broken. That's some bullshit. Yo, hey, listen, and these are not just any glasses neither, bro, right? Okay? These are the glasses 3000, and they come with a light. You know what I'm saying? So that when you're in the dark, you can still work. And it bends up and down. Very effective wear, okay? Eyewear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching the fight later, guys, so I'm going to hop off now because I'm going to be back on, in fact, for that fight. I want to see how Bomac and his guy does against the Benavidez camp. I think that, Pacheco, young, tough fighter. Did you guys see his team getting an interview with a YouTube content creator? This Latin dude with braids. He had like a red, like one of those sweatbands on and shit. I guess he has a big forehead. He might have been wearing that because you were indoors, brother. You could have took that off. But usually I see people with that because they braids, their headline is right here and they got the, you know what I mean? But enough with that. Yo, Pacheco's team, they try to jump homeboy. One dude shoved him. You saw him throw a bottle at him. The other dude tried to throw a punch at him. But in a weird way, when the dude punched him, if you really listen to the audio, I think Pacheco started to recognize that he made a mistake. That when he was accusing him of, I think he thought he was southpaw. That's exactly who I think he thought he was. I'm not sure if they ever figured that out or found that out or if any of you guys know about this. But Pacheco's team took punches at the content creator, and he said, I don't like how you be talking about the boxers' personal lives. And dude was like, no, I'm the guy. I do suspect fighting. My show is I say that this dude's a suspect and this dude. He said, but in fact, I don't do no. I haven't did a Pacheco interview. So when you're hearing the audio just before the dude pushes him, Pacheco's, because the guy was telling Pacheco, nah, I think you got me confused. I'm not that dude. And Pacheco like looked at him and he went to say, I think like something to the reference that, yeah, I don't think you are him. And the dude shoved him. So once the dude shoved him, he threw the punch. They were just doing what they're supposed to. But I actually think homeboy got beat up. He didn't get beat up at all. They didn't do anything to him. I've seen worse fights in a kid's playground. But he got a little bit embarrassed or pushed around when it really wasn't him. And I'm like, bro, as a content creator, and I go out and these fighters do this like in situations, like I wonder how I'll respond in a situation like that. I've never been in a situation like that, so I was like, let's see, I guess. But at least if I was ever in a situation like that, at least I want to be not mistaken identity. Make sure that you know exactly who. So, but yeah, I found that crazy and shit. A fellow content creator got attacked by the boxers. And I was like, I would love to see Southpaw and what's his name? Punch Drunk. Southpaw and Punch Drunk at these fights. I would love, I'll just be sitting there with my popcorn. So fight fans, listen, you guys have been amazing. Love yourselves. I'm gonna be on tonight. I thought I want to just come on, clear the air. And if there was anybody out there in the world that wanted to debate me on Naoya Inoue, I'm here, Round One Sports Talk. I usually stream almost every day live, except Monday and Tuesdays. But I still try to find a way to go on one of those days. But basically, I'm live every day. I'm not a hard man to find. You hit me up. let me know that you want to debate me and you think that there's a fighter doing it much better than Naoya in a way. Come up here and share it with the world. Please educate us because I would love to know. So, fight fans, love yourselves. Please do me a favor. It'll mean the world to me. Give me a like in this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Peace. I'll be on later on tonight, guys.